it makes me feel cool knowing like something I built is in houses all over the United States. It's just this one building making so much stuff. It's crazy to know I did that.
I was very naive. I was 28 years old. We were doing tenant improvement work. We'd go into an empty space and build it out. But I was starting to have trouble getting money from these guys for whatever reason. Then I got a phone call from my attorney one morning, and he said, "Steve, are you sitting down?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, you better pick up a copy of today's Seattle Post-Intelligencer because your buddy is on the front page. He just got arrested in an FBI sting operation with a briefcase full of cocaine. These two guys that I was contracting for were involved in a drug smuggling ring with organized crime. They owed us about $100,000, and we owed nearly all of that money to everybody else, suppliers and subcontractors and employees, and we just lost it all." And I remember coming home one day. I was up in our bedroom, and I just laid on the floor, and I told my wife that I'd really messed up. I didn't know how I was going to make the house payment. I didn't know how we were going to eat that month. And well, Carolyn came and laid down with me and put her arms around me and said, "Steve, I believe in you, and God will provide." I remember sitting in front of my attorney and accountant, and they looked at me and said, "Steve, you've just been had." And I said, "You know, I know it doesn't look good. I don't know how and I don't know where, but if it takes me the rest of my life, I'm going to pay these people back." I remember the attorney saying, "That's not the way the world works. Within a month, you'll have a dozen lawsuits filed against you. Bill collectors will be harassing your wife day and night. Your life is going to become a living hell." And I said, "Sir, life's already a living hell. And maybe you're right. Maybe this is what I'll have to do, but first I'm going to try it my way." I sent a letter to every single person I owed money to explaining what happened. And then I followed up with a personal visit or phone call and told them that all I had to offer them was my good name. If they would trust me, I would pay them every dime with interest. I'd been reading these trade magazines and learning about this thing they called frameless cabinets, which was kind of a novelty at that time. And to me, it looked really simple, it looked really efficient, and in 1986 and 87, I switched cold turkey and started building frameless cabinets. Dealers started asking me to build cabinets for them. And that's when the lights went on that, hey, maybe I could build a business around manufacturing. Eventually was actually making good money again. It took us 6.5 years to pay off every bill. It's often been said that overnight success in business is 15 years, and for me, it took a little longer. In 2004, I bit off probably way more than I could chew, but we built out this 185,000 square foot facility, and we moved into it in April of 2006, and we saw a huge upswing in business. We don't apologize for success in terms of growth and finance. 2006 was a great year, 2007 was a great year, and 2008 was a fantastic year. And then our world fell apart. In November of 2008, someone just turned the faucet off. We had our first big layoff in November of 2008. 1 year later, we had gone from over 200 employees, and by November of 2009, we were down to 85 people. I've always made it a practice of spending time in the Word and time in prayer. And I remember one night I sat here in my office. I couldn't sleep all night long. I felt like Jacob wrestling with the angel at Peniel. I was wrestling with God. Why are you allowing this to happen to us? We've been so faithful all these years. And he kept saying, do you trust me? Since that time, we've grown by fivefold. We unabashedly want to be successful because that is the scorecard. If we are successful financially, then we've got 300 employees that can go home with their paychecks and take care of their families. Thousands of customers that can enjoy making a meal around a beautiful kitchen. Dealers who make a living by selling our products and installing them. And all through that food chain, people are being blessed through God's common grace. It really gives me a great deal of joy to know that I'm a conduit of His grace. God loves cabinets, yeah, and the cabinet maker.